I'm Amy Overgaard, and I'm a senior journalism major. Well, when we start out at Northwestern in the journalism major, we start with an intro to journalism class, which gives us an overview of the history of journalism, how it's changed up until today, and then just an understanding of AP Style, which is the style book we use to do all our editing and our stylistic things. One of the areas that I've enjoyed the most is actually one that I didn't take a class in, but last year I was the arts and entertainment editor for the column, and I really enjoyed just the arts and lifestyle type of writing, where you can write about fashion, you can write about books, you can write about bands or art galleries, and I just really enjoy the whole art design lifestyle area. And even though we didn't have a specific class in it, I just kind of pursued that on my own and used what I learned in my classes for stylistic writing and doing interviews and stuff, and then kind of ran with that on my own. And as we move further into the journalism major, we get more specific in the types of writing that we learn how to do. We have an opinion writing class, which covers commentary, editorials, reviews, and things like that. And we have a community journalism class, which teaches us how to write more towards the small town and just the different style that is from a big city paper. I think one great thing about the journalism program that will just stick with me is the things I've learned from Doug Troughton, our main professor. And I mean, he taught us so much because he has so much wisdom and experience, but I think one thing that I've just appreciated about him and that I'll take away is his laid-back sense of humor, because sometimes once you get a pen in your hand, you start taking the world so seriously, and you just think you can save the world with everything you do, and to just pursue excellence, but to be able to laugh when things don't work out. And yeah, I think that's a great thing I've learned. And then we learn how to do interviews with people for articles, and then how to craft an article in the correct format and with objectivity, using facts and quotes and interviews from people. I think that there's definitely an ethical side to journalism that fortunately we were able to dive into a bit at Northwestern, just because there's sometimes a disconnect between what should be presented as truth, but it veers off towards people's opinions and things get really slanted in the journalism world. Something I've just felt such a conviction about is that yes, the media does have problems, but they need a light as well, because as a Christian, I believe that we are to present truth in whatever we do. And in journalism, I have the opportunity to write truth every day, and it's such an opportunity to not only speak to others, but just bring glory to God by speaking His truth in my words. And I don't have to be writing about Christian topics to be able to do that. Just being as well-rounded and honest as I'm capable of in my interviews and in my presenting articles. And I think that's a really great opportunity coming out of Northwestern, that I won't necessarily pursue Christian writing, but I'm going to be a Christian while I write. Journalism is perfect for people with just a deep sense of curiosity. You get to meet so many interesting people and ask them all sorts of personal questions, and because you're doing this in an interview, they just tend to answer you more honestly than you would if you met somebody on the streets. We get to understand the writing and production process, but then we just get to learn all these interesting random facts because we learn them from the people we interview, and we get to write about interesting things, and it's definitely a major for the curious.